Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
The next person who has the sheer entitled caucasity to say all lives matter, I'm a stab you.
There are non-binary people. There are trans men who lactate.
Alright everybody, welcome to the next installment of the Misadventures of Scoobdad in the Wacked Out World of Woke. Here we are, once again, about to go down that rabbit hole of insanity. Let's see what TikTok has to offer us today.
I bought a whiteboard for this, so y'all had better pay attention. So gender is a spectrum, right?
Got a whiteboard, so you know it's like official. Right, this is legit shit. Hey, don't get me wrong, I have a whiteboard. I love my whiteboard. I use it all the time, but here we go. Gender is a spectrum, right?
Hi, welcome to my house under the bridge. Just so you know, I'm gender non-conforming, which means I don't identify by he or she. I identify as they. I don't identify as she or he. I identify as they. I'm gender non-conforming.
Well, no. It's a binary. Zeros and ones, baby. Zeros and ones.
One, zeros. One, zero.
Bender, what is it?
Oh, what an awful dream. Ones and zeros everywhere. Ugh. And I thought I saw two.
It was just a dream, Bender. There's no such thing as two.
Wrong. Wait, I still need that. This little line does play into it, though. We'll label this side the concept of boy, concept of girl on this side. 3 marks not necessary. 1 line is not enough. Chaka, chaka. Try again. So up here we have femininity, and down here we have masculinity. What the? Off-screen editing. Whoa! Oh, it's bigger. So now we have the two-dimensional plane.
You know that femininity and masculinity have nothing to do with gender, right? A female can be tough. A man can be soft or sensitive. Still doesn't change your gender. Fucking buffoon.
Plane of gender rather than just one singular spectrum. Girl, boy, feminine, masculine. X-axis equals concept. Y-axis equals expression. And that's all you need to know, right? Wrong. Still need that? There's gotta be a third axis. I'm calling this bad boy gender saturation, as in how much the idea of these labels matter to you. We'll label this side H for heck yeah it matters, and this side I for I don't give a fuck. Oh yeah, Z is saturation. I call this...
You know what? Woo. I don't give a fuck how you feel about this, whether it makes you one way or the other. Go ahead. Tell him, little kid from Kindergarten Cop.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Thanks for the tip.
The infinite gender cube, TM. There's no actual trademark. I just thought it was cute. Example of hypothetical gender. We have the butch lesbian. Before we dive in, these are arbitrary numbers. Concept of gender, 100. Girl. Expression of gender, -100. Masculine. Saturation of gender, 50. Yeah, definitely care about it quite a lot. Heck yeah. Why'd you write 50 when the others are 100? I wanted to spice it up, okay? New gender just dropped. Here we have the elusive femboy. Concept, -100. Boy. Expression, 100. Feminine. Saturation at 50 for heck yeah. What's this doodad right here? This is the point of androgyny. To be at this point, it's more about the vibes than the looks. Oh, would you look at that? It's the agender dot. Gender concept, 0 for no. Gender expression, whatever. Gender saturation, -infinity, my friends. Whoa, where did this blob come from? It's me. Hello. I have a lot of fluidity and variance in my gender, but I typically exist in this concept of girl and feminine expression region. Most of the time, I have a high saturation. It matters to me. Every now and then, I'm like, no, I don't care.
Nobody cares! Nobody cares!
Once again, the infinite gender cube. Give me your coordinates.
What the fuck? No, it's real simple. Do you have XY or XX chromosomes? Do you have a Y chromosome anywhere? Then you're a boy. You have a penis. You're a boy. You have ovaries. You're a girl. All of that whiteboard, fucking physics, sitting there trying to be like, just to figure out if you're a boy or a girl. Trust me, it's really much simpler than that. Here, I can tell you right now. Yep, I'm a boy. Let's keep moving. What the fuck? Gender swap day at my high school. That's actually a thing.
I think you're all fucked in the head.
What is wrong with the world, society, education? I'm telling you, like 95% of all teachers across the nation need to lose their job. 100%. They're all just activists, and they're all trying to justify and validate their own sick, depraved fantasies and sexuality desires, and they're pushing it upon children because they're the only ones dumb enough to fucking co-sign this bullshit. And so now it's brainwashing children left and right. You know, back in my day, we in high school and things, we had Spirit Week where you dressed up or whatever, like, you know, usually, you know, it was like Pirate Day or fucking Sports Day, you know, what was another one that we did? You know, like your not admirer, your like hero, you know, person you admire. There we go. Person you admire, like person you admire day, dress like the person you admire. Fucking shit like that, dude. Gender swap day. All right, I'm not gonna lie. They had powder puff football, okay, and that's where the girls, the cheerleaders, dressed up in the pads and everything. Well, it was more of a flag, you know. They just wore the uniforms and shit. And then the football players would dress as the cheerleaders and they would cheer. And that was a flag football or a powder puff football game that happened once a year, one day, and that was it. And it was hilarious, and it was a joke, and all the guys knew it was a joke, and the whole school knew it was a joke, and it was funny, and no one took it serious, and that's why it was okay and funny, because it was a fucking joke. People got that. Most of these people probably think this shit is real and serious. Like, it's just, what can I say? I guess let's keep it moving.
What is your name?
Ryan.
Ryan, you're gender neutral.
Yes, I am.
And what is your name?
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah.
Like F. Lee Bailey?
Like Bruce Lee.
Is this your daughter?
Yes, it sure is.
What is your name?
Jaden Lamp.
Jaden.
Yes, sir.
Why Jaden?
Well, we wanted to pick a unisex name that really was kind of original, and then probably about a month later we found out that Will Smith named his son Jaden. So that kind of Ethan Morhart.
Where are you from, Ethan?
Akron, Ohio.
Is this your son?
Yes.
What's your name?
Cage.
Cage.
Yep, named after Nicolas Cage.
You think you're ever going to remove your face and trade it with John Travolta?
No.
My name is Shay Howard.
Where are you from, Shay?
Arizona.
And is this your son?
Yes, it is.
What is your name?
Sir Yankee Howard.
Sir Yancey. Well, Sir is definitely not gender neutral.
It sure is.
What is your name?
Ryan.
Ryan, you're gender neutral.
Yes, I am.
You ever seen a ghost? I was over on the bench. I was over on the bench. I was over on the bench. I was sitting over on the bench. I was over on the bench. I made a salad with craisins. Hello, I'm Chip Mulaney. I'm your father. But sometimes he would be gay. Ever been to the goddamn zoo? I used to smoke crack. What's yesterday? Shut up, you're all gonna die. Street smarts. Boom, orange juice. That's life. Now I've thrown him off his rhythm. Give us some money! Stay down on the ground. Stay down on the ground, you motherfucker. Do my friends hate me, or do I just need to go to sleep? But why don't we just tell our relatives that I'm a 4-year-old boy? Hey, do you want me to kill that guy for you? I am now gross. And what's this? Peppa! I'm putting wires into a board filled with holes to move the voices around.
I hate to break it to you there, sweetie, but you are a girl. Yeah. Cis female. That's what you are. And it'll never change no matter what you want to think, believe, or make pretend. You know? Look how confused, all that confusion and all that stress and angst and anxiety, and comes right back down to the fact that, I'm sorry, you're a girl. You are what you're born. God made you the way that He wanted. And if you don't believe in God, well, the universe made you the way you're supposed to be. And let's continue.
Did you know in the northern region of Oaxaca, Mexico, there are 3 genders: female, male, and muxes?
What's muxes?
In the Zapotec language, which is a language they speak in the northern region of Oaxaca, they don't have grammatical genders. So they don't have he, she.
Like non-binary?
Yeah, like a non-binary grammar. A transgender man isn't forced to wonder if he's more of a man because of this or if he's more of a woman because of this. They're all just equally accepted in society as a muxe.
Yeah, they do it too in other cultures. So like in India, they also have a certain type of muxe where the gender is celebrated and it's not one or the other. It doesn't matter. And also in Samoan culture.
Yeah, and it's more of a social gender and not a sexual one.
Complete insanity, you know. I bet these are places that barely have running water, right? Maybe they're not the best people to base your logic on. I don't know. Do they know anything about rocket science? I sure don't. Let's keep moving.
I'm about to show you my weird niche gender envy Pinterest board. And I'm about to confuse the fuck out of anyone who has never experienced gender dysphoria. In fact, I don't know if anyone is going to be able.
Why is that the goal? Why do they always want to confuse the fuck out of everyone? Why not just be, normal, make sense, logical? Why does everything got to be made up and confusing? And what the fuck do you do to your eyebrows? So not cool or attractive. And you definitely don't look like a boy if that's the look you're going for. And can I just say it? Short hair and boy cuts on girls are not sexy or attractive. I mean, okay, Sinead O'Connor kind of pulled it off. She was kind of hot, and there's maybe one or two other throughout history, but that's it. You're killing it. You could be an attractive young lady, but you want to be a weird looking lady boy. Or wait, lady boys, the gay boys that are ladies. So manly girl. I don't know. Let's continue.
Able to understand this, but I do, and that's all that matters. Starting off strong with my personal favorite, this. I want to be everything that this is. Yes, absolutely, fantastic. This is the energy I would like to emit all the time. The vibes are immaculate. I don't know what else to say. 100%. 100%. If I am reincarnated and I don't look like this, I am returning to sender. This is not getting any easier to understand, but this is the gender I would like to be. This. I don't even feel like I have to explain myself.
So that last one, this is the gender she would like to be. the house, right? To the beach. Well, to me that looks like a little nuclear family. So maybe you should become a girl again, which you still are. Get yourself a husband, have some babies, make a career, and buy a house. That's a family house right there. That's what that is. Families live there. Couples with children and a dog and some kitties running around. Go back to your other Pinterest pictures. There's your kitty. Throw them out there too. You might get lucky and have the weird critter running around in the forest that you want to reincarnate as, you know? But that's also make believe. Just like your multiple genders. Let's continue.
On this one. Him. He. I just want people to look at me.
Now, is she assuming or presuming his gender? How does she know that's a boy mouse? I didn't see little Wang. I didn't see the, hanging down there. The meat and veg. Meat and two veg. Right? I didn't see no carrot and potatoes. So, don't presume his gender. Don't assume his gender, like... Let's continue. I think I need to do a dab. We're going to do a dab real fast. Let's continue.
And see this. Is that so much to ask?
Insane. Let's keep moving.
When do you think it's appropriate to talk to children about how they identify, whether they're a boy or a girl or otherwise?
I would say, from a very young age, not, press it on them, but, be like,
how about
hey,
never?
just letting you know, this is, there's more than two genders,
There's not more than two genders. Kids?
No.
There's only two. There's male and female. Unless you want to look like her, but there's not more than two genders.
There's not.
They're just making stuff up because they got nothing else going on, kids. Kids, you either got a hoo-hee or a hoo-hoo. And one day you'll learn. But right now, you're kids, so just go out and play and let the fucking weird adults do their drag shows in a park with purple clothes on.
According to our records, your toddler, Jay, is intersex.
Yes, that's correct.
No, he's
Great.
not.
And how have you been socializing Jay?
Come again?
How have you been socializing Jay? As a girl or a boy?
Neither. Just gender neutral.
So you and your husband, you and your wife, haven't decided to raise Jay as a girl or a boy?
Correct.
Well, do you say he or she?
They. Once Jay is old enough to figure out how they identify, we'll make that decision then and support them.
I see.
Maybe Jay is intersex, but I hate to break it to you, even with intersex, one gender is more dominant. There is no hot chick with a wiener that's just born. No, that's dudes go get boob jobs and surgeries to make them look like hot chicks, like those Bangkok tranny ladyboys. Those were once dudes. There's no such thing as a perfectly middle unisex. One gender is more dominant than the other, and I'd be willing to bet it's usually male. Once again, if you got a wiener, if you have the Y chromosome, I don't care how long your chain is, if there's a Y in there anywhere, you're male. Deal with it. Let's move on.
There are only two genders.
Your DNA is going to be the same from when you're born and until you die. And it doesn't matter how you dress yourselves or what hormones you take. I mean, you're either going to be a male or a woman. You have those chromosomes in your body. There are certain things.
That is totally true. You can die today, and 1,000 years from now, when they dig up your body and exhume your corpse and look at your bones, they'll know if you were male or female. They won't know if you had how you identify. They won't know if you had a wiener transplant. No. Phalloplasty, boob jobs. No. They will know that you were male or female because your DNA, your bone structure, and anatomy is what it is because you are what you are.
Things about yourself that are going to stay the same your whole life, and you have to accept those, and and embrace them, because if you don't embrace them, you're just going to be hating yourself.
I really wanted to be normal. Like that, there's nothing in life I've ever wanted more than to be normal. And
What is that though? Really?
Exactly. That's the problem. That is the problem I run into, is that it doesn't really exist. And every attempt that I've made.
You know, that's a stupid thing that people say, that normal doesn't exist. No, normal does exist. Normal behavior does exist. And then there's abnormal behavior, aka deviant behavior. Take a sociology class, you'll learn all about it. There is abnormal behavior and there is a normal, okay? And chopping off your wiener or your boobs is not normal. Identifying as what you're not is make-believe, but not real or normal. Actually, it's kind of normal to make-believe, but you're supposed to know the difference, and you're supposed to put away the fantasy at some point. Like, you can pretend, you can play dress-up, you can, like I said in the last episode, I play role-playing games and fantasy games and do, make-believe shit sometimes with kids and my son, and fucking Dungeons and Dragons, and I watch fantasy movies and sci-fi and shit, and but it's not reality. Pretend. Just like changing your gender. Let's continue.
Made to try and be more like one gender or the other hasn't really worked. So finally I just got to a place where I was like, well, people may say that there isn't anything in between, but I'm in between, and I feel like the people who really know me and love me, they see that.
It's difficult to think that there could only be two.
No, you're not.
Like, how is that? How would that even be possible when there's
two.
Like on a spectrum of like masculinity and femininity? Couldn't you lie anywhere?
Well, it's like the tomboy idea that a girl can feel and have these more masculine doesn't mean she's not a girl. There's a spectrum, but there's two definitive parts to the spectrum.
So then would me being born male, biologically male, would you say I'm 100% male?
Yes.
Well, you made the transition, so you didn't feel like a male.
But you were physically born as a male.
But then would you say I'm 100% female?
I'll be honest and say I feel I use the chromosome, but I would say you are under 100% a male.
I wouldn't say that.
That would just be my belief.
You're 100% what you're portraying to me.
And because I'm that...
Who am I to decide that for you?
Wouldn't that mean that I am somewhere on this gender spectrum? Not
No,
necessarily
I don't.
one or the other, which is the binary?
Scientifically, you are one thing and you'll always be a male, scientifically. You can express yourself however you want to the world, and hopefully the world accepts you for who you want to be and who you are. But when it comes to this spectrum, I mean, there are not that many transgender people in this world when it comes down to it. In LA, there's a bigger population.
You just don't see us.
Exactly.
There are only two genders.
No.
What's a woman?
The opposite of a man. So what do you think a woman is?
The opposite of a man. This might be old school, but I'm like, a man's provider for their family, for their friends.
So I agree. They do the same thing.
They can do the same thing, but
can. So about capability.
No, I'm talking about they can and well, okay. No, of course.
A man and a woman at the same time.
Okay, no, that's great. Yes, you're right. Everyone can do everything, but gender-wise, specify what is the difference. That's the question I'm asking.
A woman can decide to call himself a man, and a man can decide to represent as a woman.
And what do you think about that?
Each to their own, innit?
You don't care?
Nah.
What if you had kids, and your kids are going to school, and there's 20, 30 different genders happening? Would that be a problem for you?
No, they're allowed to find themselves, so maybe being around all of that is learning, but they can't get lost, because then they can wake up on Monday and want to be this, Tuesday want to be that. I'm guidance. They're allowed to do whatever they want to do. That's the truth. My mum didn't get to structure me how she wanted to. She influenced. That's what you can do, innit? It's just influence.
Sounds like she did a good job, bruv. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. What's a woman?
The opposite of a man. So what do you think a woman is?
I mean, it almost started right, and then those guys got way crazy. No, if there were 20, 30 genders, that is a big problem. It's confusing. That's misleading and lying. I mean, seems like his mom raised an okay kid here, but I promise she wasn't teaching him that he could be something other than a boy. I can guarantee you that shit. Let's keep moving.
How many genders are there?
How many gingers?
Yeah.
Oh, genders. As many as you want, but personally, I'd say 2. But I don't care what other people do. It's not my life. It's yours.
How many genders are there?
How many gingers?
Let's guess what my baby's gender is based on these old wives' tales.
That's it. We don't even get to find out what it is. Whatever. Stupid. Keep moving. Hey, don't worry. All you gotta do is just, when the kid's born, you look between their legs, and if there's a little hoo-hoo or a hoo-ha or whatever that dude said, then you'll know what the gender is. All right. Don't trip. Well, thanks for tuning in for another adventure. Misadventures of Scoobdad, the whacked out world of the woke. See you next time.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here. You need to watch him out.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
The next person who has the sheer entitled caucasity to say all lives matter, I'm a stab you.
There are non-binary people. There are trans men who lactate.
Wow! The land of make-believe!